Hello, I'm Martin. This is going to be my guide on how to set up additional action bar binding to help with hybriding. Since a lot of people have issues with hybriding due to either thinking they need a lot of keybinds or having to build up new muscle memories for their weapon switches or armor switches. So what additional bar binding does is basically going to automatically swap your bars in game to different bars depending on what combat style you have equipped. I have all my action bar binding turned off right now. But what it's going to do is we're going to set it up so it swaps our weapons bar and our armor switch bar. So let's say I put on my 2H melee. It's going to make it so my weapon bar swaps to number 9, which is my bar with all my melee weapon switches on. And it's going to change my armor bar to number 8, which has, this switches to get back onto mage. So the first thing we're going to do is you want to select 2 bars, one for your weapons and one for your armor switch. Once you've done that, you're going to go into your settings, combat and action bar, and go into your action bar settings. You need to find out which of those bars are your additional action bars, like which number they are. The way you can tell this is this number here says 11. My action bar 11 is my additional action bar 2, which is the one I want to use. So additional action bar 2 is my armor, and my additional action bar 4 is my weapons. Take a note of that because you're going to need that to actually set up the action bar binding. So once you've got that, you want to come into action bar binding and find a blank slot with no style, main action bar, none. First, we're going to set up the weapons. So our weapon bar, the additional action bar here, is additional action bar 4, and my mage switches are on 13, so I'm going to select 13. Then we are going to select any mage style. So what this is telling the game is, when I swap to any mage style, swap my additional action bar 4 to action bar 13. So let's say I change this to my melee action bar, and I click my staff, this bar changes. We're going to do this for melee. So it's the same thing. Additional action bar 4. The weapons are on 9 for melee. And then for this one, you can select 2H melee instead of any melee style. This is so when you're maging, for example, you don't accidentally swap to your melee bars if you want to use bladed dive with your melee dual wield. When you're using BD, you don't use your melee 2H for the most part, besides that Raksha, so it saves that. So now what this has done is this bottom bar will change. So 2H, ZGS, 2H melee. This bar changes to melee, mage, swaps, vice versa. Now we want this bar. This is our armor bar. So this is additional action bar 2. So when we go into the action bar, additional action bar 2, we want to change to 11. And then we're going to put any mage style. So now when this bar is different, say it's on 8 for example, now when I swap to mage, this bar also changes. We're going to also do this for the other one and just copy it identically, but with the difference in the bars. So my armor swaps for melee are 8, so I'll change this to 8, and I'll change this to melee 2H. So now both these bars are changing, this bar and this bar. And what you'll notice is my keybinds are identical. So for my main hand and offhand, I have F7, F8. If I swap like this, it's the same. So let's say I do my full armor swap like this. The keybinds stay the same, and vice versa. This allows it so you don't need 2 main hand offhand keybinds or 2 separate main hand offhand keybinds to hybrid effectively. You can just use the same ones, which is good for muscle memory. A note when you are setting this up, there's a note. The armor swap needs to be the opposite style, since if I'm on melee, the only style I want to go to is mage. So you'll have it on here. And you'll set up your keybinds, so you'll go helm, body, legs, boots, prayer, and then your weapon last. The first 5 don't matter as long as your weapon is last. It has to be last, because let's say you did helm, body, legs, weapon, and then tried doing boots, it would do your mage ones instead, since the bar is swapping, and that wouldn't be very good, and that would mess up your binds. If you don't have bar space, you can always make bar space, and this in itself opens up more bar space, right? Since you don't need, more stuff on screen. Anyway, I hope this has helped people and is informative and will help some people get into hybriding, because it's very enjoyable, and it's more enjoyable once you have more optimal keybinds and it doesn't hurt your fingers. So, thank you for watching.